Episode 2 of the Dan and Tez Podcast show. We talk about real sports takes, laughs, and unfiltered barbershop talk.
Yes, sir.
Let's start off with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's debut at UNC.
Yes, old-fashioned spanking.
Yes, 48-14 drumming.
Yes.
The most points a Belichick team has ever given up, and I think like 311 games. Crazy, right?
That's wild.
Yep.
That's wild.
So my take on this is Bill Belichick is one of the greatest to ever put on the headset
Undoubtedly.
in the NFL game. The issue here is that he needs to learn to connect with 18 and 19-year-olds, totally different, who haven't learned the game. So he's going to have to install some real, raw skill development. He has to teach these kids how to play.
Correct.
And college football is not just X's and O's, man. You got to deal with like off-field drama with players not showing up, everything like that. So that's my thing. And I'll tell you what, if somebody can figure it out, it's Bill Belichick. He's a film master, but he has to learn how to handle the off-the-field distractions. And I'll tell you what, his girlfriend being on the field during the game does not look like a program that's locked in. So here's my question to you, Tez. Is this a one-off blowout for maybe the GOAT of NFL, or is it a wake-up call for him to realize that college football is a completely different monster?
If things keep going this way, it's time to hit the panic button, and it's going to go downhill from here. There has to be a change made. The girlfriend on the sideline makes no sense. He's acting like his 18, 19-year-old players by having her there. I heard his business trademarked the term gold digger. You're a college coach. Focus on coaching. Your team just got blown out. You don't need to be focused on anything else but that team. They're in the ACC. It's harder teams that he's going to be facing. This does not look good at all. And if I was Jordan, I would be second guessing my branding for UNC right now.
After one game, can we give the guy 3 games?
I'll give him 3. I'll give him 3.
No faith in Bill Belichick.
It's not looking good. It is not looking good at all. It is not. He's doing things that's out of his character. He would never have a girlfriend or his wife on the field when he played in the NFL. Why is he doing it in college? It doesn't look good. It's time to hit the panic button. I'm scared to see what's going to happen in the future if it keeps going this way. Vick, his coaching debut with Norfolk State, he loses 27-7. I'm going to ask you the same question. Is it time for Mike Vick and Norfolk State to hit the panic button, like I said Belichick should do? Or do you think he'll bounce back and his team will be fine?
So Mike Vick's first game, coaching debut at Norfolk State, he did fall 27-7. Do I feel it's time to hit the panic button? No. I think the transition is going to be a little bit smoother, and it's going to be easier for Mike Vick than Belichick because of the age difference.
Sure.
Mike Vick is just 44. He knows the culture. He lived this as a player. He can connect with the players a little bit better to me than Bill Belichick.
Definitely. And it's in his backyard, Norfolk, right around the area that he grew up in. So that makes sense.
Absolutely. He did mention the jitters, but he mentioned that he's going to fall back on his playing experience to help the players. And me as a coach, man, I always felt that I wanted what's best for my players. I wanted them to learn and not make the same mistakes that I had.
Correct.
And I think Vick is in a great position to do the same thing because he lived it. He made the mistakes. He's going to give the life lessons to these players.
1,000%.
So do I think it's time to hit the panic button? No, man. I think that he's going to lean on his playing experience to help these young people. And let's look at it, man. I think he just stepped away from Fox. He's choosing money. He's choosing mentorship over the money.
Yes.
To work with these kids, man. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I coached football for 1 season, and I was coaching, I think it was 8 to 10-year-olds. It is a rough job to do. I was just an assistant coach. I wasn't even the head coach. It's a tough job. There are only certain people that can do those jobs. I think Michael Vick is one of those people, and I think his team will be absolutely fine. They're facing Virginia State next. They beat them last year. Virginia State is coming off a win from this previous week. So they'll have that kind of momentum. But I think Michael Vick will, in Norfolk State, will definitely bounce back.
And later on this year, he's going to face Deshaun Jackson, his
That's
former
right.
teammate. So that should be exciting.
That's right. That should be a good one.
But tell me this: what was the toughest part about coaching youth sports?
The toughest part for me was building a relationship and a connection with the kids. You know, you might have 5 or 6 kids that you are really in touch with, and then there may be a couple of them over here that, you know, you haven't built that relationship or that trust yet. So that's the hardest part for me, and it doesn't happen in one season. Like I said, I only coach for one season. You're not going to build that rapport with players just in one season, going to practice every other day and playing a game on Sunday or Saturday, depending on when the games were. It takes time. That's the toughest part for me, is building that connection. And Michael Vick and Bill Belichick, I guess, probably can build that trust and that relationship a lot faster than I can.
To me, it was the parents, man. And if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button.
Yes, please.
So next up, we have Micah Parsons, $180 million Packers deal, and how Jerry Jones fumbled the bag.
Yes.
So Micah Parsons trade came with confusion, disrespect, and a whole bunch of drama. So he had a meeting with Jerry Jones, and they talked numbers and leadership. A number was thrown out, and a handshake deal was made, and Jerry thought the deal was done. But here's the problem. Micah is just 25 years old. He's not a contract negotiator. He's one of the best defensive players in the game. And in hindsight, I feel he should have said, hey, this deal sounds cool, but let me talk to my agent. So when the agent did step in, the Cowboys didn't want anything to do with the deal, and Micah could have lost tens of millions of dollars if he went with Jerry's deal. So my question to you is this. Did Micah get played, or did Jerry Jones lose the best defensive player in the league and drop the bag?
Jerry Jones, the Dallas Diva fumbled, dropped, intercepted, did everything with the bag. Everything that can be done as far as a turnover with the bag, Jerry Jones did it. Obviously, everyone should know by now I'm a Commanders fan. I have the flag right here. I don't know how this podcast is even working with him being a Cowboys fan. But yes, Jerry Jones definitely dropped the bag. This is not the old Wild West anymore, Jerry Jones, where handshake deals get things done. From what I heard, they shook on a deal, and after that, Micah Parsons said, send it over to my agent. So that doesn't mean that the deal is done. That just means, hey, that sounds good. Send it over to my agent. Let's look it over and see where we go from there. Jerry Jones needs to get it together. This is not the old Wild West. He's dealing with different types of players now that have more control and know their control. So he needs to adapt with the new environment in the NFL.
And I agree with Micah, but there was a little bit of confusion on both sides. He wanted to be the highest paid player in his position, and I'm sure that was discussed. And just a prime negotiator is going to move the numbers in a situation. And being 25 years old, he hasn't been around the block. I think there was a little advantage to Jerry there that I didn't really appreciate.
Not at all. If I was Micah Parsons and a Cowboys fan, I wouldn't have appreciated it either. Fortunately, sticking with the Cowboys, Thursday Night Football, start of the NFL season 2025, Cowboys versus the Eagles. Do you think your Cowboys have enough firepower to outstand the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles?
So Thursday night, week 1, NFL football, a lot of energy in the air.
Definitely.
It's banner night, so more pressure. I think that's the fuel that the Cowboys need. They should see that banner going up because we haven't had one in a long time. That's the fuel that we need. So what I see is this. The game plan is simple. We have to stop the run or limit the run. And here's the point. If Saquon Barkley gets off, it's going to be a long night, man. People are going to be turning off their television set, throwing things at the television set.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for guys like Dante Fowler and
who you got from my Commanders.
Yep. And Clark to fill in the gaps that Micah Parsons had brought to the table. And then offensively, it's a Dak Prescott show. He's going to have a breakout game. He actually leads the Eagles 9-4 in his career. So I'm also seeing what Pickens does and CeeDee Lamb. We got to let the ball fly and make some big plays. So stop the run, make big plays. And at the end of the day, I think it's going to come down to the wire. A 1-point game, a gritty, tough 1-point game. Gritty, tough 1-point game. And that's what we need to start the season.
You need a lot more than that to start the season. 1 point. So the stat line is what, 8.5?
It's 8.5 right now.
8.5, and you think they're going to win by 1 point?
By 1.
Okay. All right, and all they need to do is just stop Saquon, and that's it. So
and make big plays.
And make big plays. So they don't have to worry about A.J. Brown. They don't have to worry about Jalen Hurts running the ball. They just have to stop Saquon.
I said stop the run.
And that's it. That's it.
Stop the run.
It's going to be a long night for the Cowboys and the Cowboys fans. It is not looking. It's not looking good. They lost Micah Parsons. I don't think they're going to have enough on the defensive end to stop the onslaught of the Eagles that's going to be coming. It's banner night. It's the first game of the season. They're defending their Super Bowl championship. The fuel Jalen Hurts had last year was he had a picture of the last Super Bowl loss that he kept with him the whole last season. So that's the kind of energy he brings to the game every single night, especially on this night right here. It's going to be a long night for your Cowboys and the Cowboys fans out there, period. And then also, I do like to say, I do like how the NFL is doing the division games on Thursday nights. I do like that.
Ratings. They want the ratings.
It makes more eyes look at it. I do like that, but it's going to be a long night.
You sound like you're an Eagles fan, though.
Nope, not at all.
Just a Cowboys hater?
I'm just a Cowboys hater. I want them to get spanked every single time they play. I don't care who does it.
You know what? I think I would be like you if the Cowboys had beaten me so many times over the years.
Not lately.
All right. We can jump right into the next one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. All right. What do we expect? What do we expect from our teams this year? I'll let you take it.
So I saw something that had me a little upset yesterday. It said that my Commanders defense is ranked 29th to 30th in the league coming up. And last year our defense was ranked 13th. How do you justify making that big of a drop when we didn't lose any big name players? We didn't lose Micah Parsons like the Cowboys did. We lost.
See the shade.
We lost.
See the shade. I see it.
We lost Dante Fowler, who the Cowboys have.
There you go. That's what it is.
We lost Jeremy Chin, our safety, but we got Von Miller, who is I think going to be a distraction for the rest of our defensive line to kind of get in there and get after those quarterbacks. I don't think he has. It's not prime Von Miller, but he can still get in there every once in a while and cause some disarray. We also have Will Harris, a new safety that just came in, so that takes the place of what's his name? I just was talking about him, Jeremy Chin, that just left, and then we have Lattimore, our cornerback, who's going to be fully healthy this year, rather than playing just about half the season last year. So I think it's disrespectful for them to name us one of the worst defenses in the league when we were just ranked 13th last year. I think that we're going to have the same record as last year, 12-5. I don't see why we can't duplicate that. I don't see any teams that are going to pose that big of a problem. Packers, Chiefs, Eagles, those are going to be the only problems that we're going to have as far as teams go.
If you like this content or more of it, hit the like and subscribe button for more.
All right, so what do I expect from my Commanders this season? I expect the same thing as last year, 12-5. Hopefully that's enough to win the division. The Eagles had 14 wins, so hopefully they can shave off 2 of those, and we can get our 12-5 can win the division. We didn't lose any big name players. We actually gained a lot of big name players: Von Miller, Deebo Samuel, to name a few. And I think that there'll be good distractions on defense for Von Miller, and then offense for Deebo Samuels. Just another added weapon for Jaden Daniels, who's not going to be in a sophomore slump this year. A lot of the coaches have been saying that his determination to be better and better and better is unmatched. So I definitely foresee us repeating what we did last year and hopefully going farther and going to the Super Bowl.
All right, what do I expect from the Cowboys? To be honest, I expect more of the same. A 7-10 season. The over and under is like 7.5. And we did that last year a majority of the time without Dak being there, but we had Micah Parsons on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that we can fill some gaps with Dante Fowler. Over and under 7.5.
Yeah, they're gonna get 5.
Not happening. Not happening. With Dante Fowler and Clark. And I want to see what Pickens does, man. I want to see if he can make a difference and get our offense rolling. But can the defense keep us in the game week in and week out and stay relevant, man? I hope that happens. So, Dak, I need a breakout year. Defense, we need to fill gaps. And on offense, we need to make big plays.
So the Commanders have the 8th hardest schedule. The Cowboys have the 5th hardest schedule. In 7.5 games, I don't think it's going to happen.
Next up, we have the Canelo fight. What's your take?
I think that Crawford will win this fight. Let me say that from the start. I think it's one of the biggest fights we've seen since like Mayweather Pacquiao, probably, or Jake Paul and Tyson, which I don't even want to get into that. But this is the biggest real fight that we've seen in a long time. It's a great matchup. Crawford has to gain about 20 pounds, which people are saying that that's not good, but it's not good for Canelo, because then that means that Crawford's power is just going to be a little bit more harder with that weight that he's gaining. I think Crawford will win. I think he'll frustrate Canelo. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think it'll be a late 12-round fight all the way to the end, going to the scorecard, and Crawford prevails.
So Crawford wins by a decision?
Yes.
So my take on this is I like these type of fights for the I'm not a boxing purist, man, but I like people that have been around the game for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, this isn't a show fight. This is a real deal.
Correct.
The best against the best.
Yep.
And what I see in the boxing world is the show fights versus the boxing purist. And it's great to see a fight like this. I think it's going to pull a lot of eyeballs on Netflix, and I think that's why they had it set up.
Yep, I'll have my eyes definitely glued to the TV. I don't like the show fights all that much. I watch them, but they don't do anything for me. I like the real fights with real fighters, real boxers.
All right, so my MVP for the week is Taylor Townsend.
Yes.
I love the way that she carries herself in the face of adversity and even a bully. She looked the bully right in the eye and said, that is not going to happen.
Yep.
She handled herself with class. And what happened, I don't know if you guys have seen the footage, but her opponent said that she was uneducated and had no class.
She sure did.
And the way that I'll phrase this is like this. It's like the guy at the basketball court that calls foul. He calls all kind of fouls. And then when he fouls you, it's not a foul.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys can find the videos. This is her opponent. She's disrespectful. She's rude to just about everybody.
Finger in her face. It's a tennis match.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like line judges, people who are grabbing the tennis ball. She's rude to everybody.
Wow.
So that is my MVP for the week.
Awesome. That's a good one. Mine is Lee Corso. Lee Corso, you may know him as the college football sports analyst. He's done it for about 38 seasons, actually. This was his last show this Saturday that just passed. Little story about him: he used to be a coach before he became an analyst. He coached. He was an assistant coach at Maryland University, my home state, and he was actually a part of recruiting the first African American football player on a scholarship in the ACC. So he actually desegregated the ACC by getting a scholarship for that African American player. Daryl Hill was his name. So that is my MVP.